Hi friends, log on to my website fastbeam.com and talk to me on the forums. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram.
Hi guys, and welcome to another vlog. I am driving this car, the Jeep Renegade, which is going to be launched in India next year. Let's quickly open the hood of this car and here we go. So this one is powered by a 2.4 liter multi-air engine, and yeah, there are plenty of engine options globally. So the engine looks kind of compact even with the 2400cc displacement. And you can see the design. It is it doesn't conform to any sort of aerodynamics. It's very boxy, just like how it should be on a Jeep. And as you can see, there's a projector headlight over here. This is the parking light, and there's a fog light below. This is the towing hook, and it gets the 7-slat grille from Jeep, which is a typical of the brand. So it doesn't have a big footprint as you would expect from a Jeep, but you can see the wheel arches are similar to other Jeeps as well, Renegade written over here. And it's very boxy, and overall the design is absolutely boxy, but it doesn't look that small even though it is a compact SUV. So the tires on this car, this is running on Goodyears, and it is the Eagle Sport tire right now over here on this particular vehicle. So the tire size on this car is 225, 55, 18. And obviously in the US you can customize that as well. The rear gets this funky tail lights with a cross over there, 4x4, because this is a 4x4 and the variant is limited. You can see the design is nice, but it's just too boxy. Even from the side you can see the boxiness is just too much. Still, the car looks nice and it stays true to Jeep's design language. Let's quickly open the boot. Here we go. Actually you have to press a button over here, and there we go. So the boot is decent size. It's not the biggest, and the person from whom I've taken the car has kept some wine. I don't know why. Actually I've taken it from Turo, and I've rented out from Turo. There is a flashlight or something of that sort over here. There's a light over here. There's a 12-volt charging socket over here. There's a hook over here, and there's a hook here as well. It gets a Beat sound system, so there's a Beat subwoofer over here. There's a hook here as well, and the boot size is decent. But below it you don't get a spare wheel. Oh my god, there's so much effort to lift it. There are more stuff kept over here, so there's space to keep more stuff below it. And as I pull it, well, there's the toolkit actually. So this car has seen a lot of animals like dogs and all, so it's very dirty right now. Tinted glasses, that's fine in the United States of America. Nobody really takes an offense to that. Gets keyless go. Mirrors are colored differently compared to the body. Looks nice. It gets a nice big crack on the windscreen as well. Just kidding, it's not nice. So you can see the indicator is here as well. Now let's quickly get into the rear seat to see if this SUV is any practical. Now pull out type door handles feel a bit dated to my liking. The rear doors can only accommodate a 1 liter bottle. That's about it, nothing more than that, and that will also be a tight squeeze. You can keep coins over here, and this is actually to hold to close the door. Doors are not very big, they're small. Beats audio system speakers over there. You can see the rear seat is decent size. It's not the biggest when you compare it to say the Tata Nexon, but it seems much bigger than the Ford EcoSport, its American rival. So no scooped out seat back over here, but it gets magazine holders on both sides, and there's a slight hump here in the center. But the cabin is wide enough to seat 3 in utmost comfort, and over here we get a laptop charging port. Again, a nice touch. You can see the all black cabin looks nice. Now let me put this down, so I need to pull it from here. It's a bit of an effort this. So twin cup holders over here, and when you do this you can also access the boot from here. So obviously the seats are comfortable, and you can recline them completely in 60/40 format to increase the boot space and the cargo carrying capacity of this car. Overall the rear doesn't have much adventure, but it gets this roof. Now this isn't a panoramic roof or a sunroof. This is a removable panel just like the Wrangler, so you can remove this panel as well as this panel to give you that open airy feel of actually like driving a convertible. So all the 3 headrests at the rear are adjustable. That's a nice touch. The seats are actually very comfortable. They get ISOFIX child seat mount. Side airbags are present as well, but the windows aren't very large, so they might induce some claustrophobic feeling inside the cabin. But let's get into the driver's seat. Now this model is loaded with a ton of features, and I doubt even half of them will make it to India. So the door pockets are large enough to keep a 1 liter bottle, and you can keep more stuff over there. Over here you get the lock and unlock button. These are the controls for the power window. These are the controls for the outside rear view mirrors. Again, Beats speakers over here. This is for the headlight switch. This is to increase or decrease the illumination of the instrument cluster, and the owner has put this magnetic hook over here. Basically what it does is that you can attach your mobile phone like this and it will stay put. Yeah, not with the current cover I have, I'm sorry about that. So you can see the steering feels similar to the one on the Compass, and it's very boxy, the whole design of this car. Now there's a handle over here which has come out, so not the best build quality, thankfully it has remained over here. And you get a light here as well as a mirror, and you can extend the sun visor to block more sun. That's again a nice touch. This is on both the sides, both for the driver as well as the co-passenger. Auto dimming inside rear view mirror, and these are the controls for the sunroof. So press this button and the sunroof opens, and you can close the sunroof, and this whole panel comes out. It's a manual task to do it, which will make it a convertible. That's a very nice touch. Hopefully they offer that in India. These are the controls for the light, and there's a 911 button to call the cops. So basically this assist button will help you get roadside assistance, or Uconnect Care, or Jeep Vehicle Care, or any of this you can call for assistance. So that's a nice touch. If you are stuck, you just press that button and someone will come and help you out. Nice design of the dashboard. It looks nice, funky, and somehow some of the elements here just don't fit a car which is going to cost close to 20 lakh rupees in India. Now this has been lifted off from the Wrangler, so this is for you to hold when the person drives really fast and hard. And the controls for the AC blower, if you want to turn it on and off, is on top. Again, kind of funky and different. This is a perfume which is an aftermarket accessory over here, and since it's a Jeep, it's written since 1941, which seems kind of out of place over here. Now you can see this one doesn't get the top of the line Uconnect infotainment system. This isn't a full-blown 8.4 inch touchscreen. In fact, this is a smaller one, and it's not the most fluid to use as such. So I mean, it takes some time for it to actually, you know, process your commands and your touch inputs. So that's kind of sad. Over here it gets heated seats for the front seats are heated, and you can also heat the steering wheel of this car. Obviously over here where I am right now, it is snowing almost 8 months in a year. This is the hazard light switch. This is a dual zone climate control system. You can also sync both the zones together if you want, and this is where you want the air to go, basically up, down, leg, whatever. And this is to increase or decrease the intensity of the air conditioning. This is maximum air conditioning. This is to turn on the rear defogger of the car. It gets an electric handbrake. There is a traction control button over here to turn off traction control. Twin cup holders over here, and below the center armrest there's space to keep stuff as well. And there's a USB plug over here, and I think there are 2-3 bottles kept. I don't want to open them right now. There's a pen here as well. This is a coin holder over here. So nice touch. The front seats are very comfortable. Now it gets electric adjust. Yes, that's right, electric adjust for the driver's seat, along with lumbar support and lumbar adjustment. And the steering wheel has a lot of buttons. So these are for the cruise control. These are 3 dummy buttons. This is for the call, and this is for the multi information display. Now you might be asking, where are the controls for the volume as well as changing the track? Well, it is behind the steering wheel, typical of FCA. And this is the start stop engine button. And guess what, this multi-information display has a ton to offer, so you can browse through it. It has, I think, 8-9 menus. So this is fuel economy, this is vehicle information. Right now it's telling me tire pressure and engine temperature, transmission temperature, oil temperature, battery voltage, and the stuff. Then there's a speedometer, which I can change from miles per hour to kilometers per hour. This is to enter the settings, and basically it's a display, safety and assistance, a lot of things actually. 8 menu screen setup you can decide. There are messages as well, and this is for the audio. This is for the trip computer. Right now it's giving 21.2 miles per gallon, which is extremely poor. But then again, it is a top of the line variant with 4x4. So as you can see, there are plenty of options in the multi-information display. Below on the left side you get an engine temperature meter, on the right side you get a fuel meter, and on the rightmost you get a speedometer, and on the leftmost you get a tachometer, where the red line isn't marked as such, but it's splashed with some mud because of the off-road focus of the Jeep brand. Basically that's where the red line is over here. You can see that, kind of funky and different, which I really appreciate. The steering feels nice to hold. I love the seat, it's very comfortable, and it gets a Beats audio system. So let's play music right away. audio quality is really nice, but this menu is very difficult to navigate through. It's not the most intuitive, although it gets Apple CarPlay. It also gets Android Auto connectivity, and the wipers work really well on this car. See, the spray is nice, cleans the complete windscreen. It also gets a rear wiper as well, and there's a gear position indicator there. These are the controls for the indicators. Basically, this seems to be loaded with a lot of features. Unfortunately, most of them won't make it to India. Yeah.
Just pack it.
All right. Anything needed from my side?
No, I
All
don't
right.
think so.
Yeah. Okay. You're good to go.
All set?
Yeah.
I ended up locking it, so it's locked.
All right.
All right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So basically, this is the glove box of the car, which is kind of deep, and the Camry has just come back from service. So I just received that right now. Sorry about the disturbance here. So it says auto, and it works for the front windows only. Unfortunately, it's not for the rear windows. The glove box of this car is large enough. It's actually quite deep. You can keep a lot of stuff inside. There's the key of the Camry, and the overall cabin quality could have been slightly better. The all black treatment does look sporty. However, certain fit finish of the cabin could have been way better than what it already is. So there's certainly some good and unique attention to detail in this cabin. Like, for instance, let me get into drive. So you can see there's a cubby hole over here, and it actually shows a map. I don't know what the map is, but you can see the Jeep logo there as well. And there's a USB plug over here, as well as an aux. There's a 12-volt charging socket over here, and this is the control for the off-road mode. So you can either be in auto, snow, sand, or mud. So that's a nice touch. And I'll tell you what, if I open the hood of the car, it actually displays the Renegade over there saying hood open. That's quite cool, I would say. The air conditioning actually works quite well in this car, although rear AC vents should have been offered. Especially it should be in the Indian market, considering its primary rivals already offer the same. But how is it to drive? Let's get driving. So we are now driving the Jeep Renegade. Now this particular car is equipped with the top of the line engine, which happens to be a 2.4 liter petrol. It's a 4-cylinder unit. It's not turbocharged, it's called multi-air, and they have another engine which is called the 1.4 liter multi-air. That one is turbocharged. That one produces 160 horsepower and 245 newton meters of torque. This one is more powerful at 180 horsepower, but the torque output is lesser at 240 newton meters. Now around the corners, as you can see, it is quite eager. The handling is very nice. The steering offers good amount of feel and feedback as well. And as I get into the throttle, I realize that this engine isn't very powerful. It feels so sluggish, and somehow you really have to mash the throttle to get going somewhere, which is kind of unfortunate. Let me get into manual mode. So here we are into manual mode, downshifting. Okay, let me upshift into top gear right away. So it is so lethargic, it's very slow to respond. Now we are finally, okay, come on, respond. It just doesn't respond. So a 9-speed automatic gearbox is what this car comes with, which is for the 2.4 liter engine, and the lower 1.4 liter engine gets a 6-speed manual gearbox. Like I told you, the gearbox is just not responsive. The automatic gearbox, you have to manually take control of things, and when you do so, then too it is very slow and sluggish with shifts. So in terms of refinement, yes, the Renegade is quite refined, but this 2.4 liter engine, or even the 1.4 liter engine for that matter, they just don't have the grunt. It simply doesn't move the Renegade because it is a heavy vehicle, especially when you opt for 4-wheel drive. Right now, if I want to make a quick overtake, I mash the throttle, and yeah, it is just not responding. Let's get into normal drive mode. See how much time does it take to respond, and now it responds, and now it starts to get go. So very unresponsive the engine is. Both the engines, fortunately there are many more engines on offer. So the engines which are on offer globally include a 1.6 liter multi-jet as well as a 2 liter multi-jet. Now I suspect for India they will come up with an engine which is less than 1.5 diesel, which could probably be the 1.3 liter multi-jet diesel motor, and it has good amount of performance, but it has a lot of low end lag as well. Now the suspension is on the stiffer side in this car, and the ride quality is pretty good, although it can feel a bit ruffled, you know, over bad roads. Like really bad roads do affect this car drastically. However, the good thing is that it remains glued to the road and it is actually quite fun to drive, which I did not expect the Renegade to be. And body roll is very well contained. The brakes feel a bit soggy for my liking, but yes, it does have the stopping power. You can see over these expansion joints, it just can't maintain the composure. Now I'm slowing down a bit so that I can mash the throttle, and here we are. See how much time it takes to respond. Now it responds, now it pulls, and it redlines all the way at slightly above 6,000 RPM. You can see a good view of what's around. The mirrors are large enough. The inside rear view mirror is also large enough. There is no obstruction as such. And overall, I would say that the Renegade is a good and fun car to drive. Now, obviously, this being equipped with four-wheel drive is very capable off-road, and that's what really makes it stand out in the segment, because other cars don't have the same capability as this Jeep, and the Renegade stays true to the Jeep heritage by offering good amount of off-road ability as well. So the Renegade is the first Jeep to be manufactured out of the US. It is underpinned by a platform which it shares with the Fiat 500X, and in terms of performance, it is completely lacking. Yes, it's not the most agile car in its segment. It's not the fastest. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour for this particular car takes almost 11 seconds. Meanwhile, the top speed is 185 kilometers per hour. So yes, it's slow. It also drinks a lot of fuel. But from an overall perspective, let me tell you one thing, that this is a car which is absolutely fantastic when you compare to its rivals in terms of off-road ability alone, and that's what is going to make it sell well in the US market. And it's actually selling quite decently, because it's priced at around $30,000 for the top spec trim, starts at around $20,000. Now it depends what you want. There's front wheel drive, 2 engine options in the US market. Now that aside, how will it sell in the Indian market is the crucial question. Well, I believe in India it's going to be slightly difficult, considering that even though they're going to locally manufacture it, if they do not get the price right, the Renegade will have a lot to contend with the Hyundai Creta, as well Ford's EcoSport, which is priced very attractively as it's sub 4 meter in length. This car also gets blind spot assist, so if something is in your blind spot, it's going to beep really loud. So that's again a very nice and standout feature. Unfortunately, most of these features are not going to make it to the Indian market, and that is obviously in the interest of cost cutting. So hopefully, if Jeep prices this well, which is under rupees 15 lakhs, the Renegade is going to sell in very good numbers. And if that doesn't happen, well, it's going to be another story of overpricing for a compact model by leveraging the brand name. So guys, if you like this video, you know what you have to do. Give it the thumbs up. That's the like button. You can see a lot more Jeeps going there. There is actually there are 2 Wranglers, and people love their Jeeps here in the United States of America. The steering is lovely. It weighs up so well at high speeds, makes it thoroughly enjoyable to drive this car. I actually enjoy driving this car. It reminds me of the Ford EcoSport in terms of feel and feedback, and that's a wonderful thing. Alright, here we go. Air conditioning off. Manual mode activated. Traction control off. Left foot on the brake. Hazard light switch also needs to be turned off. Oh my god, there's just too much traffic. As soon as the traffic dulls down, I'm going to give it the beans. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor, and here we go. It just doesn't move, and it feels so labored. Oh my goodness, it feels really very labored. Come on. So yes, it has good amount of performance, but I expected more and I expected better. Now you will see this car is coming, showing me this blind spot thing in the rear view mirror, and yeah, that is a very cool thing. So someone's taking their Avenger on their Ford F-150 pickup truck. So guys, it is so amazing that the roads don't let you feel if the car is stiff or not. But yeah, in certain sections you can feel the stiffness, and on expansion joints you can feel the stiffness, and overall this car could certainly have offered a better ride quality, because on Indian roads this ride quality won't be called as compliant. Come on. Yeah, it just revs. Anyways, bye bye.